3 weeks after the fateful day when the Trapja ant soldiers had chased away the lone Ectomyrmex worker and looted away the wireworm larva from her, a lone Trapja ant soldier is carefully walking down the muddy forest floor. At first instance, it looks like the Trapja ant is on a mission to kill the tiny red ants out there, for it strikes and mercilessly kills any red ant that crosses its path. But it soon becomes obvious that the reason for the presence of this Trapja ant out here is something else. It looks like this Trapja ant soldier has come here drawn by some kind of scent trail, which is probably coming out of some kind of food source. Carefully picking up the scent in the air with its long thin antennae, the Trapja ant keeps moving slowly in the direction of the source of smell. And then suddenly we see that this Trapja ant is not alone. A second Trapja ant, which is likely its sister, is also there. The second ant looks in equal hurry to reach the source of the enticing smell. It leaves the grasses and walks out in the open field. Suddenly we see a third Trapja ant. Also we can see an Ectomyrmex soldier there along with the small red ants. The third Trapja ant stretches its jaws wide open, ready to strike. But before it could strike, the Ectomyrmex ant attacks it instead. The prevailing confusion causes both ants to back off and run away. The second ant, which has just witnessed the face-off between the third Trapja ant and the Ectomyrmex soldier, moves forward with its jaws wide open, striking the tiny red ant that it comes across. But it looks a bit confused. Maybe it has lost the track of the smell. Just then the Ectomyrmex soldier is back, and so is the third Trapja ant. But before the second Trapja ant could attack, the Ectomyrmex ant walks away. The second Trapja ant vents its anger on the small red ant nearby. It then turns back while the third Trapja ant moves forward. Will it be able to reach its destination? This only time will tell. A little away in the middle of the dense jungle of Antagonia, the Ectomyrmex ants are foraging for food, and one of them has caught a big fly. Now though flies are harmless and no match for an ant, but they are quite strong, and so even for a big and powerful ant like this Ectomyrmex soldier, overpowering a fly of this size seems an extremely difficult task. The fly pulls itself towards the bottom of the thick grasses, and on doing so, the fly makes the greatest mistake of its life. The narrow deep space underneath the grasses gives the ant the much needed opportunity to sting the fly multiple times. And soon we can see the Ectomyrmex ant pulling out the dead fly from underneath the grasses and dragging it mercilessly towards its nest. The Ectomyrmex soldier is soon joined by her sisters, who help her to carry the dead fly towards their nest. As the Ectomyrmex ants move towards their nest, we can see a last freshly killed beetle larva near their nest. Meanwhile, on the other side, the third Trapja ant is coming unstopped towards the source of the smell. But suddenly it stops when it sees a Ectomyrmex worker in its path. But it does not matter now. The first Trapja ant is already there and have found the beetle larva from which the smell is spreading around. The first Trapja ant quickly turns back, leaving a pheromone trail so that she can return back with her sisters for the beetle larva. The first Trapja ant knows about the dangers that lies on its way back, and so it is extra cautious on its way back. But suddenly it comes face to face with a Ectomyrmex soldier. The first Trapja ant tries its best to run away, but it is soon caught by the Ectomyrmex soldier. And having no other option, the first Trapja ant is just about to strike the Ectomyrmex soldier when another Ectomyrmex soldier appears and begins to attack it fiercely. The Trapja ant makes another attempt to escape, but it is immediately caught and is mauled brutally. The second Ectomyrmex ant is attacking the first Trapja ant with so much anger that it looks like that it holds some deep grudge against the Trapja ants. It is probably the same Ectomyrmex ant from whom the Trapja ants had looted the wireworm larva. The wounded first Trapja ant gathers all of its remaining strength and strikes the Ectomyrmex ant holding its leg. It unsettles the Ectomyrmex ant for a while, but soon other Ectomyrmex soldiers appear. The Ectomyrmex ants continue to brutally attack the first Trapja ant. And soon the Ectomyrmex ants are seen holding a lifeless body of the first Trapja ant. Meanwhile, the second Trapja ant, who is wandering in the open field, reunites with the third Trapja ant, who has just returned back from the Ectomyrmex territory. But nearby, the Ectomyrmex soldiers are aggressively coming after the third Trapja ant. And soon the Ectomyrmex ants attack the unalert Trapja ants. In a close 1:1 fight, the Trapja ants seem to be no match to the strong Ectomyrmex ants. The defeat of the Trapja ants seems so obvious with the death of these two ants. But just then we see several other Trapja ant soldiers in the battlefield. Two of them try to free their sisters from the jaws of the Ectomyrmex soldiers. But when their strikes has no significant effect on the ectomyrmex ant, they just walk away. Are they going to continue their mission of looting the beetle larva? The Trapja ant soldiers have scattered themselves all around, and the ectomyrmex soldiers are also moving all around in search of their enemies. When one of the Trapja ant soldier comes across an ectomyrmex soldier, it strikes first and then tries to run away. But the ectomyrmex soldier soon catches it and slowly stings it repeatedly in the dark shady place beneath the grasses. And when the ectomyrmex ant finally leaves, the Trapja ant is left with one of its jaws broken into half. Though handicapped by its jaw and wounded, the Trapja ant still manages to slowly move out of the grass. But it is again attacked by another ectomyrmex soldier who bites her mercilessly. The broken jaw Trapja ant tries her best to fight back, but she cannot match the strength and aggression of the ectomyrmex ant. Still she stands her ground. However, the ectomyrmex ants attack her one by one, and ultimately the broken jaw Trapja ant retreats under a dry leaf. But the ectomyrmex soldier follows her under the dry leaf. However, miraculously, the broken Trapja ant is able to save herself by climbing on the top of the dry leaf. Meanwhile, while all this drama is taking place, a few Trapja ant soldiers have successfully traced the location of the beetle larva. This causes great panic among the ectomyrmex ants. They rush towards the beetle larva, and soon a full-blown battle starts between the two species of ants. And of course, the ectomyrmex soldiers begin to easily cross the intruder Trapja ants. The strike and the stings of the Trapja ants are useless against the ectomyrmex ants. Having defeated a lone ectomyrmex ant, it was a great mistake on the part of the Trapja ants to get overconfident of their strength and plan this attack. Several Trapja ants have been killed. The plan of the Trapja ants to strike by surprise and retreat quickly has failed miserably, as the swift ectomyrmex ant were easily able to catch and kill the Trapja ants. At the end, only a few Trapja ants, including the broken jaw Trapja ant, is able to return back home safely. It is a great loss for the Trapja ant colony. They have been completely defeated in this war. After a few hours, when the chaotic scenes of the ant war has calmed down, we find that the ectomyrmex ants have settled down and are busy in securing the beetle larva that is too big to be pulled inside their nest. However, there is no trace of the Trapja ants there. Not even the dead bodies of the Trapja ants are there. This is because the bodies of the dead and dying Trapja ants have been carried away and disposed of in the farthest corner of the ectomyrmex kingdom.